Holy fabric. I'm gonna show you how to customize garments that have holes in them, like these mesh safety vests and these reversible jerseys like I used to wear when I was 8 years old. Let's start with this safety vest, which is a very flattering neon yellow color. One of the first things you wanna make sure you do is put a piece of parchment paper down on your platen for your heat press, because there are holes in this and the adhesive powder will melt through this and you don't want it sticking to your heat press. And we're also testing with this one using some finer graphics. We'll see how they stick to the mesh. I'm setting my heat press at 275 because it is polyester for 25 seconds with a pretty medium-low pressure on it. And then FYI, don't use the mesh pattern on the vest or whatever you're working with to line up your graphic to think it's straight or not, because I've not seen many of these mesh garments come through with like straight lines where the mesh pattern is, so. Perfect. All right, now let's use parchment paper to do our quick second press. I have seen some people ask if you could like put in a mesh pattern into your graphic, but I don't think that's gonna benefit you very much, because then you'd be struggling to line up the mesh pattern of your print with the mesh pattern of your garment. I think this is just the best way to handle it. If you have other thoughts on how you do mesh garments, put that in the comments below. And there you have it. Now I've got a small one. Let's try to go even smaller and see if that causes us any problems. I've got this little pocket logo here that might not stick super great, just because, I don't know, the font is basically as narrow or narrower than the mesh holes are. So let's see what happens. And that stuck actually really quite good, even though it is a super tiny font. So pretty much sky is the limit for how you guys want to design your safety vest. Now for the reversible jersey. You definitely want to be careful to sleeve the jersey over, just again, because it's a mesh pattern, it's likely that some of the adhesive powder will kind of bleed through. Some of it might stick to the other reversible color, but we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if we need to address that once we press it. You also want to make sure that if you're doing reversible colors, you have two different color graphics. So this one here is for the blue side, and this one here is going to be for the white side. All right, there's the back of our jersey. Let's see if it kind of stuck like I was concerned it might. It did a little bit, but as you can see, it's kind of, or maybe here, it is pulling apart from itself. So I think you're good to go on pressing this. Just make sure you do one side at a time by sleeving the jersey over. And you can actually see right here, some of those holes came open from where it was pressed through to the other side. So I would say if you want to keep that from happening, you know what, I just had a great idea. I think I know how to fix that. So let's flip it over the white side. I'm gonna show you an idea I just had while we were filming this. So instead of trying to sleeve on the heat press between the two colors, we're gonna put the jersey on the heat press and then we're gonna feed the parchment paper between the two different colors. I think that'll keep it from doing what it just did to us. So let's give that a try. So sleeve it like normal. And then I'm just gonna take the parchment and stick it in between the two layers. This might be more cumbersome than I bargained for. Better idea, let's cut the parchment paper down. That'll be easier to deal with. All right, there are some parts that are definitely folding over, so you might need to be a little bit on the careful side. Just be aware that you might cause some ripples, so just make sure everything's really smoothed out before you go to press it. Yeah, look, that worked really nice. So I would definitely put a piece of parchment paper the size of your graphic between the two layers just to make sure they don't stick together. There we have it. Front and the back. And white for home or away. Now, a basketball uniform wouldn't be complete without some shorts. So let's go ahead and press a couple logos on these shorts. Same thing, it's polyester, but with the shorts, you definitely want to watch out for any seams that might get in the way. Here you go, customized shorts to match the jersey. One of the things is I was reminiscing about wearing these exact same kind of reversible jerseys as a kid, is I remember they always felt like really, really heavy. And That was because I'm sure they were using heat transfer vinyl for those uniforms because it was always custom. Beauty about DTF is you can customize every single one of them and they don't feel nearly as thick. Especially on this white side, you can use a lower white underbase and it's gonna give you a softer feel because we proved you can do some really detailed stuff on this mesh fabric here on the safety vest. You could do some really dynamic and creative logos on these or just go simple like this. Name, number, and maybe a basketball logo or something on it. Well, I hope that inspired you. I know I have a lot more ideas. If you create something on a mesh garment, share it on Instagram or in the Facebook group and make sure to tag us. Thanks for watching and we'll see you next time.